Elon Moy spoke exclusively with Lockheed CEO and joins us with those highlights. Elon?
Well, Kelly, Lockheed CEO Jim Taiclet told me he believes there is alignment between the business sector and Republicans and Democrats on the need for this investment. Now, Congress needs to just do it. Without it, he warned that the U.S. could end up like Germany, which is now literally paying the price for over-relying on Russia for energy.
They allowed fragility to creep up over time with their dependence on Russian gas, and now with the situation in Ukraine and with Russia potentially withholding that fuel, that's a real risk to Germany's economy. So we don't want to get in a situation like that years down the road where we find ourselves all of a sudden in a very high-risk situation.
Lockheed has said it wants to double its production of Javelin missiles. Each one requires about 250 chips, and they've been a critical asset for Ukraine. Taiclet told me a secure supply chain is essential, especially if this war goes on for years, but also to make sure we keep enough of them here at home.
Even if good fortune smiled upon us and the war was concluded quickly, the restocking of U.S. and allied stockpiles is going to go on again for years. So we don't have an immediate problem, Elon, but we will down the road if we don't really bolster our supply chain for microprocessors.
Now, Taiclet said there is a national imperative to focus on technology and innovation, and he told me that Washington could help speed up and amplify existing investment by the private sector. Kelly?
Elon, I thought the comments from Jim Chanos on this issue were really pertinent. He says Intel has $45 billion of cash and investments. They're earning 15% on their capital. They don't seem to need taxpayer assistance to make these big strategic such decisions. They're currently, and he quotes Senator Sanders, who has some pretty harsh words about this as well. And let's just read part of that. Senator Sanders says, I can't understand why so many in Congress are so eager to, he calls it, pay this bribe or move forward with this act. When the government adopts an industrial policy that socializes all the risk and privatizes all the profits, that's crony capitalism. He's talking about how these big five made $70 billion in profits last year. Do they really need corporate welfare?
Yeah, that's what Taiclet was responding to, that type of criticism, when he said that the private sector's job is to sort of leverage the support from the government. But, that's going to be one of the criticisms I think we're going to hear more of because this is a slimmed-down bill. I mean, initially, Congress had some really lofty goals with this broader innovation package to invest in technology in other parts of the country besides the two coasts, to increase research and development at some historically underfunded universities. So there were some big ideas here that are falling by the wayside because the only thing that lawmakers can agree on is the money. And I think you may end up seeing some votes lost on both sides of the aisle from the progressive left and from some conservatives who are worried about this as well, because this does end up looking like just a handout to the corporations, even though businesses say that this type of investment is needed to sort of jumpstart the industry when other countries are offering major subsidies for these kinds of companies as well.
Yeah, maybe if there was something with a more specific track record you could point to as evidence that this approach works, but it feels like a lot of money and most of the times we know how these handouts typically end. One other issue that's come up is Intel apparently lobbying to weaken the provisions in the bill that would try to put in these guardrails against chip investments in China. So, again, it just looks like this is a pretty self-serving act with a company that might still be interested in having that offshore capacity in the future anyhow.
Yeah, there were a lot of, again, other things that were originally in this legislation before it got pared down to sort of just the bare bones. There were a lot of things around the type of investment that U.S. companies could potentially make in other countries, like in Russia, like in China. The House had wanted to include a provision that would require a new process for reviewing that type of investment. Obviously very controversial. That got cut out and fell by the wayside. Again, it's one of the things that Congress has just punted the debate on in order to pass the bare minimum that they can agree on.